Hi, if this is your first time here, welcome to my YouTube channel, or if you're like me and you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Chaotic Curl, and for this week's video, we're actually going to be making a Pinterest-inspired top that I have been seeing several times on my Pinterest. I've actually been spammed from this top on my Pinterest, so I'm going to be making that top this week. But before we get into that, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to check out my Instagram and my TikTok. I'm on TikTok now, over at chaoticcurl_crafts, where you'll be able to see pictures and TikToks of this project as well as previous projects that I've made. Now for this week's project, the top that I'm going to be making or remaking is going to be this one that I've been seeing on my Pinterest consistently, and the yarn that I'm going to be using for that project is actually going to be the Truboo yarn from Lion's brand. It is a mixed yarn, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's rayon from 100% bamboo, or 100% rayon from bamboo. Either way, that's what it is. And this yarn is a 3, and it's actually calling for a size 4mm hook. Let me see if you guys can see that. It has 241 yards or 220 meters, and I actually have 2 skeins, so I'm hoping that with these 2 skeins I'll be able to make the top that I'm thinking of. Now I do have a 4mm hook, but I'm not going to be using it. I actually have my favorite hook right here in front of me. This is a 4.25mm aluminum hook, and I actually do like it because it doesn't have the cushioning. I know it's supposed to be helpful for my wrists and stuff, but I don't really enjoy crocheting with the hooks that have these on them. I prefer these hooks, so I'm going to be using this hook for this project, especially since, well, I think it matches. So I'm going to be using these 2 for this project, and I did make sure to list down below in the description box all the other materials that I used for this project, like my scissors and my stitch markers and so on and so forth. So I don't have a pattern for this project, so I am just going to be winging it based off of the picture that I have here. So I'm just gonna go off of what I think I see and just build from there. And what I do think I see is that the pattern goes from back to forth. So I'm gonna be making 2 separate panels, one for this side and one for this side, but it's gonna be a rectangle. So you're gonna see the full rectangle going from back to front for one side, and then the same thing for the other side. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I need to do before I can do anything else in this project is actually measure out the length that I'm gonna need. So I'm just gonna start off by making a chain in the length that I think I'm gonna need, and then of course I'll put it up against my body to see if that's true. But for this pattern, it's gonna be super simple. I'm gonna be using the double crochet mesh, which of course is gonna be a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and continue that way. And for the solid portions, as far as, you know, the actual front part, the parts that I want covered, I'm going to be using just a simple double crochet. So I'm going to start off with a chain that's in multiples of 2 plus 1 at the end. So let's get started on that. I know how to make a chain, I promise you. That's the chain, that's the lip. Oh my God. Okay, so I think this should be long enough. Let me just throw it over my shoulder and let's check. Okay, so from front to back, okay, so this is the chain that I'm going to be working with here to start my project. So this is the chain that I'm going to be using to make this top. I did make sure to do it in multiples of 2 plus 1, so I have 123 chains right here. And as you could see while I was measuring it up against myself, I am going to be making it this way. So I'm going to be building it out wide enough to cover my chest, this half of my chest. And I do want to leave enough so that way I have a sleeve-ish like in the picture. I'm gonna leave enough so that I have kind of like a sleeve and also enough to cover up my chest. So I'm gonna be working, this is gonna be the inside seam that I have here. So I'm gonna be working out, so that way I can make provisions for the sleeve and all that stuff in the meantime. But I am gonna get started with separating the back and the front portion. So I do need a stitch marker just so that I can know where it is that I'm working in the front. So that way I know where to start doing my solid double crochets and where to continue with the mesh. Now, as you saw in the picture that I'm going to be following, the mesh, the solid portion, actually does build up. So I'll start off from here with the mesh, and then once I mark it, I'll make sure to do the solid portion, or measure out where the solid should start. So that way I can do my solid portions up until the safety pin that I'm going to put for the front part, and then everything in the back will be mesh. So I'm gonna get started on that, and I'll update you guys when I'm just a little bit farther. Okay, so I have an update for you guys. I am 3 rows in, and I did make sure to mark where I started off the solid portion just so that I could keep track of that. And as you can see, I'm gonna continue building it up on the diagonal. And then I also did make sure to mark where the shoulder is. So this is what it's looking like so far. And I am gonna be working the rectangle from outside in. So from what I said at the first time doesn't go anymore. I'm not doing it from the inside out. This is from the outside. So this is the outside row, and then I'm working my way into the center. But this is what it's looking like so far, and I'll come back and update you guys when I'm about halfway done with it, just so that you guys can see how I'm building up the diagonal over here, and just so you can see what it's looking like. But this is what we've got so far. Here is one panel finished, and now I'm going to get started on the second panel. Okay, so in this clip, I actually already finished the first 2 panels, and so what I'm doing here is actually adding additional rows just on the edge, but I didn't go too far up. I only went up by 12 little boxes, or 12 little mesh boxes on each side of the panels, so that way I could attach them all and the sides would have a little more space without me having to crochet any additional rows onto the panels. So this is actually what it's looking like, just so that I have that space, or I have the provisions for the sleeves as well as for the front panel as far as the buttons, and for the back panel as far as getting everything sewn together. So here are both of the completed panels, and as you can see, they both have their little tabs in the front. I did for one side so that I have buttonholes, but you can see all panels have tabs on each side. So I'm just gonna attach everything and I'll show you guys what the top looks like finished. Okay, so here I have the top with the sides and back panels all attached together. So I do have one more piece to make for this top, just so that everything is completed, but this is what it's looking like so far. Okay, I was able to sew the two panels together and clean up all of the loose ends. So now I'm gonna get working on the band that I'm gonna attach at the bottom. And for this band, I'm gonna be working it across, so horizontally, and I'm gonna be doing it in the double crochet mesh that I have here, as you can see. So I'm gonna be working, I would say, about 5 or 6 rows, and I am gonna do it long enough so that I can tie it, but this is what the project is looking like so far. So here is the finished top. I was able to add the buttons, and like I said, I added the strap on the bottom so we could tie the front closed. This is what it looks like laying down, and now I'm going to show you guys what it looks like on. So that's what she looks like on, and I absolutely love the way this top fits. I love how easy it was to make, just 2 triangles going from front to back, and then of course the bottom strap just to even everything out. And I love this yarn too. The drape that it has is beautiful. It's so soft. I'm absolutely smitten. But this is again what the top looks like from front to back. And I definitely hope that you guys feel inspired to make a top just like this one. I absolutely loved making it. It was super easy. There really isn't a need to follow any pattern. You can kind of just build up the solid portion to whatever height that you want and whatever design that you want. But I love that I was able to get the inspiration from Pinterest and just be able to create my own thing off of it. If you guys made this top, I would definitely love to see what you guys made. You can always tag me in your pictures on my Instagram at chaoticcurl_crafts. And you can also find me on TikTok under the same name, chaoticcurl_crafts, where you'll be able to see pictures of this top as well as previous projects that I've made. And of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe yourself to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get notified for every new video that I post. And don't forget to keep an eye out for my reels and shorts as well. But thanks so much for joining me in this week's video. I hope you guys had fun, as much fun as I did making this top. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.